Rain and slop. Those are the best two ways to describe this morning's training session here at Belmont Park. I'm Mike Welsch coming to you with our final Belmont Stakes DRF Clocker Report for this season. Brought to you by Spendthrift Farm, the home of 2020 Kentucky Derby winner and Horse of the Year, Authentic. Yeah, the skies really opened up. We had some moderate rain overnight, but it turned into a torrential downpour just as the track opened at 5:30 this morning, and it lasted about a half hour. Some dangerous conditions, actually, a lot of lightning in the area, but training went on, and although not the Belmont horses, even Creative Minister, who usually comes out right at 5:30 like clockwork, waited because of the weather conditions, I assume, to come out at 8:45 after the renovation break. And it was a light morning for all the Belmont Stakes contenders that I saw. 5 of them on the main track. 3 went over to the training track. The same 3 that have been going over there regularly. Mo Donegal next and Golden Glider. And a couple of the key Belmont horses took advantage of the conditions and just the overall 48 hours out before the race to get a little schooling in at the starting gate. I'm talking about We the People and then Kentucky Derby winner Rich Strike. Of the pair, We the People was the first of the 2 out this morning. He spent a long morning on the racetrack. He stood out by the finish line for a good 5 or 10 minutes, went over and jogged a half mile the wrong way, turned around, galloped a mile to the starting gate under a pretty good hold, as usual, by his rider-trainer, Rudolph Brissett. Spent a minute or two just standing in the starting gate before finally going home. Like I said, I've spent almost a half hour on the racetrack. Continues to look good coming off that sharp work here last week. And he is the morning line favorite and likely favorite, pace setter, and maybe horse to beat in this year's Belmont Stake. Rich Strike back to the main track at 8:45 after going to the training track yesterday. Didn't do very much today, just jogged over to the starting gate, which is a mile from where he entered the track at the finish line. Also stood a couple of minutes over there and then went right home. And as I mentioned yesterday, he really doesn't have to do all that much more off after that eye-catching 2-mile gallop here 48 hours earlier. Of the others, Skippy Longstocking, who's been pretty much in maintenance mood since since he's gotten here, actually, and since I've gotten here as well, since he got here after his 5th place effort in the Preakness. Didn't do much this morning, just jogged once around a mile and a half, going easily around 7 o'clock over the wet track. Creative Minister, as I mentioned, came out later than usual at 8:45. Had a fairly easy morning. I did see him splashing through the track, down the middle of the track, and then pulling up into the turn. I'm not sure exactly how far he went. The only caveat with him is he did get very hot in the coat again, it seemed, this morning. That's the second time I've seen that from him this week. Now, I saw Creative Minister train really well all winter at Gulf Street Park, and I do not recall him getting hot like that following his training session. So whether it means anything or not, I'm really not quite sure. I'm going to take another look at him tomorrow and see if that continues. Remember now, he's making his 3rd start in 5 weeks, a very busy schedule for a lightly raced horse coming into the Belmont. Now, I said we had a wet track this morning. Looks like the weather's going to be clear here so far on Saturday. Was a big chance of rain, but now it seems down to 20%. If anybody in this field would appreciate a wet track, I guess so would We the People, as he caught one for the Peter Pan. But Creative Minister won his maiden on a very wet track a month or so ago at Keeneland. Barber Road, again, just a routine training session. Saw him, too, coming down the middle of the track in the wet track. Now, they were all well out in the middle of the track today. The dogs were out very far from the inner rail to protect the course with racing scheduled today. And Barber Road, one night, again, I said, won't wow you in the morning, especially at a gallop, but he seems to be doing well coming into the Belmont Stakes off a pretty good effort in the Derby, and significantly, or maybe significantly, he will race with no blinkers on, blinkers off in the Belmont. So that's a look at the 8 horses that are going to run here Saturday. I hope you've learned something from all of this. Look, a 1.5-mile race is a little different animal even than the 1.25-mile Derby. 8-horse field compared to a 20-horse field. So, but if we gave you any tidbits, that'll help That's the purpose of us being here, and I hope you enjoyed this. Tip of the hat to our camera people and producers here that helped us produce this, as well as Spendthrift Farm for sponsoring our videos. But keep it right here. There's still another day or so to go, and any late-breaking info, you'll find it at drf.com.